Hello, everybody. Good morning. How are you today? I hope you've had a great week so far. And today is the last one, right? So, everybody, take your coffee, drink your coffee, and stay waking up for our classes today, right? Today we're going to do plenty of things, and I hope you are with me during all this period, these 2 periods actually. Guys, let me tell you something. Last week I was very anxious to come here on Friday because I didn't know you. I was anxious to get to know you better because I know some of you already. And today I'm all not relaxed, but I'm better, way better than I was last week, right? Guys, I'm happy to be here again, and we're going to be together during this period. Okay, my name again is Teacher Paulo Gabriel, and I hope you enjoy this period we're going to be together. Okay, guys, today we have 2 classes. The first one is on Enem Connection. We're going to be talking about the Enem exam in which you're going to take. I don't know if you're taking this year. You can confirm me already if you're taking Enem this year. But you are supposed to take when you get to the last year of your high school, right? So today we're going to be discussing on some strategies for you to take an aim, for you to get prepared to it, okay? And the second one, we're going to make a review of this Unit 6, which is going to appear. Unit 6 is called It Hits Me, okay? So we're going to be doing 2 different things today, and we're going to come back to the content seen on this unit. Okay? Anderson, may we start? Guys, first, I brought here, first I brought here the memes you sent me. Yeah, I received some memes from you. You can click all of them. Okay, I received some memes from you, and you wrote, why is this meme fun for you? So I've got here, this first one is something that caused me nightmares actually, because I couldn't stop thinking, Kabele Leila Leila. I couldn't. It was repeating in my mind, and I can't remember the person. You can tell me, oh teacher, that was me who sent you this meme, because I totally can relate to that. I find it very funny. It's a video. I don't know if I'm sure that you all have seen it. It's a video in which there is a very funny audio and some images that goes through the audio that matches to what this person is saying. And then we've got Anderson. You can press it to show all of them. And then we have Tula Luana, which is great too. Her memes are very funny. She's a very hysterical person. I don't know if you know her, but her memes are great too. This one in the middle, someone sent me saying that it was her mood during quarantine. I'm sure that we all can relate to it. Okay, peace was never an option. She's ready to battle. That was my answer actually in the email. And then the last one is Galvin like, really? The legend says, the subtitle says actually, depois a gente conversa. Você sabe muito bem o que fez. Eu tentando lembrar o que fez. I'm trying to remember what I've done. And this is the reaction, because Galvin actually has no idea what he has done. It's very interesting. So I decided to bring here these memes to you, so I can establish some comments on it. I'd like to ask you to stick to it, you know, to write a paragraph for me saying what there is in the meme, saying why is it funny, the elements that are combined in this meme, the written elements, and then the image. Okay, I'd like you to go further through the challenge. Okay, so let's get started. Guys, we're going to, Anderson, please, the next one. We're going to be discussing on the Enem exam. And before we get into the material itself, do you know the pages? I think it's page 105, if I'm not mistaken. But you can go to Unit 6. The topic is called Enem Connection, okay? So before we get into the material itself, I decided to bring some things for us to discuss on about the Enem exam, okay? And the first one is for us to gather that there is a previous thought on Enem. There is a premise, actually, to be taken in Enem. And one of them is talking about the languages, okay? Which says, to dominate the cultural form of any language, actually. It could be the mother tongue or it could be a foreign one, and make use of the languages in mathematics and artistic, scientific, and the foreign languages. So one of the cognitive things is requiring you to master these things that are saying mathematics, languages, artistic, and scientific. Okay, and then we have some competences and abilities in which you were supposed to have. Anderson, please. Can you press it? You can press all of them. Go, Anderson. You can go to the end. Pode ir até o final do slide. Okay, one more. Mais. Okay, great. Thank you. I decided to bring the competence that talks about the English language or the foreign languages in which English is fit, right? So it's the competence number 2, and its premise is saying that you've got to know and use the foreign languages, but it's not in any way, it's the modern one, okay? So it says, it is underlined, actually, it is underneath that they are not going to bring old tests, old extracts from books or from newspapers or so on. They're going to be bringing some modern things, some things that discuss on modern issues, okay? So as an access instrument or as an access tool to information and other cultures and social groups, okay? And the abilities brought on this competence is you've got to vocabulous mean word, okay? So you've got to associate the words and expressions in a text. LEM stands for foreign language, modern foreign language, língua estrangeira moderna, okay? So this modern means that they are going to bring texts that discuss on modern topics, okay? The 6th ability is to use the knowledge, the foreign language knowledge and its mechanisms as a form to apply the possibilities to have access to information, okay? And I'm going to read the rest of them, so I'm going to discuss that, okay? To match a text to its pieces of information that the modern language is bringing in this text, okay? So the linguistic structures, its function, and its social use. And the last one is to recognize the importance of the cultural production in the modern language as a representation of the linguistic and cultural diversity. So it's always be bringing, Anderson, can we go to the next slide? The text is always bringing, you can click another one. The test is always bringing some new things for us to discuss on, okay? And then I brought here two different types of questions. One of them is from a regular vestibular, or a regular college university admission test, and the other one is from Enem. You can see that one question requires you a very straightforward knowledge. Okay? Or you know about past perfect, or you won't have this question right. And the other one, which is on a name, you've got this text is actually a comic strip. Okay? The text genre is a comic strip. And then in this question, you are supposed to have a text comprehension and then say what the text is about. What is the author meaning on bringing the image in the text, okay? It requires you a wider knowledge on language, not a topic, straightforward topic, a topic objectively, but the language as a tool of information, of have access to information, as I said before. Anderson, can we go to the next one, please? Go until the end. Vai até o final. I brought here some strategies, some tips actually, for you to take the English test on Enem, and some facts about the English test, okay? The English part. If you choose the English actually, because it's not mandatory, right? The first one is that brings a fact and detail question. It brings a text that the question is on the fact. It's on a specific fact that the text brings. Okay. The second one says you may think that there is more than one possible answer. The questions on Enem, they are very tricky because there is one answer that is not totally wrong. It makes sense. It makes sense, but it's not what is the text. It's not what the question is asking you. Okay? So there is completely right, and there is one partially right. So if you're not sure on which of the items you would choose, you may get confused on the question. Okay? So bear in mind that there is one option that makes sense. It does make sense, but it's not completely right, you know? The third one says there isn't a specific and previously determined content. So as you've seen on the previous slide, there isn't a specific content. Enem isn't covering you to have knowledge on a specific content, you know? You've got to have a knowledge on the modern language, and this modern language is a tool for you to have access to information, you know? So you are not seeing, for example, a past perfect question on the Enem test. Okay, so you are going to be seeing texts in which you've got to have a grasp on the text, or text in which you've got a specific question on what is the author meaning, on what is the question about, on what is the text about. Okay. The fourth one is a test based on different textual genres. You are going to be seeing texts that come from newspapers, magazines, comic strips, extracts from books, articles, and so on. Okay? And the last one says practicing is the best way to get prepared. There's no better way besides getting prepared. Okay? You've got to practice. And this topic that I'm bringing today is totally related to that. We have to prepare before, we have to practice, we have to get prepared before taking the actual exam, you know? Renata, eles estão falando alguma coisa? Tem algum comentário?
Não, falaram só que foi adiado para janeiro.
Oh, yeah, it was postponed to January. Yes, that's right, I know it. Mas algum deles vão fazer o Enem esse ano? Okay, that's awesome. So everybody sticks to the explanation actually, because I brought here 2 questions from Enem from the last year, and then on your book there are 4 questions in which you are going to do based on what I say, on what I explain on these 2 Enem 2019 questions, okay? Anderson, can we go to the next one? Now, agora tu só aperta um, tá bom? Porque senão vai aparecer o outro. Aperta o outro também para aparecer a questão. Again, outro. Pronto, fica aí. Guys, in this question is from Enem 2019, okay? And I'd like you to pay attention to what I say, to my interpretation, okay? And then you apply this explanation to the questions you are going to be taking, okay? So the question brings here a text. If children live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If children live with fear, they learn to be apprehensive. If children live with pity, they learn to feel sorry for themselves. And then it brings lots of conditionals. If children live with something, they are going to learn something else. Okay? And it goes, if children live with sharing, they learn generosity. So the beginning of the text talks about, brings some not bad things, but things that bother us, okay? So criticism, fear, pity, ridicule, so they all bother us, okay? And they learn from it. And then we have some things that rises our good feelings. So if children live with approval, for example, they learn to like themselves. If children live with sharing, they learn generosity, and so on, okay? We have some bad characteristics from the things that we grow up learning, and then we have some good ones, the things that we grow up learning. And what is the question asking you? The question is asking you to say that I'm going to read the enunciate, and then we're going to be discussing afterwards, okay? So, valores culturais de um povo revelam sua forma de ser, agir e pensar. Na concepção da autora, as diferentes formas de educar crianças nos Estados Unidos confirmam que as crianças... So, the question is asking you to understand what is the text talking about, period. That's all what is the question asking you. So what is the text talking about? It talks about that what we learn, what we go through, we learn, right? So Anderson, please. So the right answer, oops, can you come back? The right answer would be letter B. Okay? As crianças aprendem com o que vivem. And it is what the text is talking about from the beginning to the end. If children live with it may be a good thing or it may be a bad thing. They are going to learn something else from it. Okay? So letter B would be the right answer. Aprendem com o que vivem. Right? It is what is the text talking about. It is what the text is discussing on. Okay, the following one, I've got 5 ways pets can improve your health. Is also from Enem 2019. Oops, what happened? One more? Okay, great, thank you. The author is saying, a pet is certainly a great friend. After a difficult day, pet owners quite literally feel the love. In fact, for nearly 25 years, research has shown that living with pets provides certain health benefits. Pets help lower blood pressure and lessen anxiety. They boost our immunity. They can even help you get dates. So the author, throughout the text, is going to give us good reason, give us all, for us young people, for us single people, for us old people, for us married people, for us, okay? So for us people, pets are good, because they stimulate people to have them a walk. Okay, so you're going to be exercising something. She mentions that pets can help you to get dates because it's a common topic that everybody talks about. Okay, so the text gives us lots of different reasons why it is good having a pet. And if we see the place that it was published, we can see that it's in a magazine. So even the prompt that we have after, oh, it was accessed in this date, it was taken by this magazine, by this newspaper. It's interesting for us to take a look, right? And then the question asks, why is the author giving us so many reasons for us to have pets? And then the right answer would be to para convencer sobre os benefícios da adoção dos animais de estimação para a nossa saúde. So maybe it's a campaign for us to adopt animals from the street. And then it gives, the text gives us many reasons why we should adopt the pets, dogs and cats and so on. Okay? And it gives the reasons for many different people, for different categories of lifestyles, you know? Anderson, now it's your turn, guys. I'm gonna bring, okay. Okay, just this one, okay? You are going to have 2 minutes. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to read the cartoon and to answer the right the right option, okay? You are going to read it and then answer the question. Where is the criticism on? Because you know that comic strips, they always bring up, you know, a sticky criticism. So where is this sticky criticism? Anderson, tu pode fechar aqui a minha câmera enquanto eles fazem a questão por 2 segundos. Tá bom? 2 minutos. Sorry, guys. 2 minutes. Yeah, let's go. Hands on. Guys, okay, could you answer? Eles conseguiram, Renata? Okay. Okay, nice. Yasmin and Philip answered. Sorry?
Yasmin, Felipe e o Guilherme agora.
Okay, Yasmin, Philip, and William. Guilherme in English is William, you know? So, Yasmin, Philip, they all said it was letter B. Let's take a look. The cartoon says, when I was 5, everyone told me to be a big boy. When I was 10, they told me I should be more mature. Now, they say it's time to start acting like an adult. And at this rate, I'll be eligible for Social Security before I graduate from high school. Oh my God. There are some things for us to be discussing on. At this rate means nesse pacing, nesse ritmo. At this rate, people covering me, no, you've got to be stronger. You've got to you've got to act like an adult. You've got to be more mature. You've got to. I'll be at this rate, nesse ritmo, I'll be eligible for Social Security. Do you know what Social Security is? É aposentadoria, tá, gente? So, Social Security, it's for elderly people, right? But at this rate, people covering us, teenagers or children, to be an adult, to act like an older person, he is saying, I'll be eligible for Social Security before I graduate from high school. So in the cartoon, the sticky criticism we were talking about asks the teenager that, letter B, that's it. Amadureça precocemente, that's it. Very good, great job. Let's go to the next one, Anderson, please. Letter B, okay? 2 minutes for you to do this one, okay? Let's go. Anderson, aí tu já fecha minha câmera? Thank you. Guys, 2 minutes. Let's do it.
O meu tá ligado.
Let's go. So then, guys, could you do it? Renata, are they saying anything?
Professor, Yasmin, Davi, Cecília e Felipe responderam letra E.
Yasmin,
Guilherme.
Philip, Ceci, and
Felipe e Guilherme.
Guilherme, que é William, né? Okay, great. Is the camera on me too? No? Okay, so number 2, we're going to read the text and then answer the question together, okay? I read, is in the past, okay guys? I read a study that measured the efficiency of locomotion for various species on the planet. So the text is talking about a study that measured the efficiency of locomotion. And then it's got the researchers took different species for this study, okay? The condor is the first one, is the bird, okay? The condor used the least energy to move a kilometer. So it was the animal that took the least effort, okay? Humans came in with a rather unimpressive showing about a third of the way down the list. So condors took little effort to do it, and humans took a large effort to do it. Okay, to locomotion, the efficiency of locomotion. That didn't look so good, but then I lost myself. Humans came in with a rather unimpressive showing about a third of the way down the list. That didn't look so good, but then someone at Scientific American is an organization, okay, that does these studies, and then someone had the insight to test the efficiency of locomotion for a man on a bicycle. And a man on a bicycle blew the condor away. It overpassed the condor, okay? The level of efficiency that the condor does is bigger the level of efficiency that the human on a bicycle does, okay? That's what a computer is to me. That's the turning point from the text. That's what a computer is to me. The computer is the most remarkable tool that we've ever come up with. It's the equivalent of a bicycle for our minds. So what is Steve Jobs? This text is from Steve Jobs. What is Steve Jobs comparing? It is comparing the efficiency of locomotion, of walking or running from a human, and the efficiency that a human has when it's on a bicycle. That's the turning point. And he compares this efficiency when we humans are on a bike to computers, to our minds. It says that our minds work better when we have a computer. A computer is a tool that fosters our mind to do many different things that before a computer was done, we weren't capable of, okay? So the question asks you to reflect and to indicate, actually, what is the option that best describes this comparison that Steve Jobs have made on the text, okay? And the correct one, they said letter, eles disseram a letra? É. The correct one, yes. The correct one is letter E, very good. It gets the potential that our mind, it fosters actually the potential of our mind. Before the computer was done, we couldn't do many different things that we today do. It's an extension of what we can do, of our abilities. And Steve Jobs is a very smart guy with words too, right? Not only with technology, but this text is rather, he says that humans came in with a rather unimpressive, he is impressive by comparing the way we move to our minds, and comparing a computer for our minds to a bike for our bodies, for our locomotion. Okay? Anderson, can we go to the next one? Let's go to number 3, guys. By the way, it is on page 135, okay? I hope you're doing on your books, so you can And take notes too. You can highlight things from the text. If you have any vocabulary question, you can ask me, okay? So we can discuss on your doubts, and they're very important actually, because you are the ones who are getting prepared, right? So please take it seriously. If you need to make notes from this lesson, do it. If you need to highlight, to get a text highlighter to the vocabulary that you don't know, to the vocabulary that you don't know, do it too, and ask me or look up into the internet, okay? 2 more minutes for you to do number 3, okay? Let's go. Thank you. É essa a média mesmo de alunos que assistem?
Geralmente 20,
Né?
que a turma tem 25 só.
Mas sexta, de manhã cedinho, minha irmã, eu também deixaria para assistir depois da aula.
Felipe, Yasmin e Guilherme disseram letra E.
Que é mesmo. Let's come back, Anderson. Can you put the camera on me? Guys, I'm very impressed. Some of you have already answered, and that I was talking to teacher Renata. The faster you do the English test, because the English test itself, it's not a very complex text. It's not a very complex part. You've got to know the words, right? You've got to know what the words mean. But it does not require you a very accurate or a very complex cognitive level of text interpretation, for example, okay? You've got to know the words, and you've got to know how to establish things, and you do it by practicing. And that's what we are doing today. Let's go to number 3. I start every song by counting 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what musicians in general do, right? Because it reminds me of math, and that's the connection. Math depresses me, and that helps me sing the blues. Does anyone relate to that? Type on the chat. I can relate to that, because I mean, math doesn't depress me, but it makes me very confused. I've already said this here, right? Does anyone relate to that? I bet you don't. I bet you love maths, you love physics, and so on. But the question is asking, ao estabelecer a relação entre matemática e o blues, a partir da opinião pessoal de dos rapazes, a charge sugere que what does the comic strip suggests? Teacher Renata, did they say any of the letters? Eles falaram alguma das letras? Who? Quem?
A Cecília.
Cecília? Only Cecília? Okay, Felipe. Letter E. Let's take a look, Anderson. That's it, letter E. O sentimento despertado pela matemática serve como motivação para o blues. Guys, we know that the blues, I don't know if you know, right? But the blues is a very depressing, not depressing, but it's a sad music genre, right? So it's when musicians sing the blues or play the blues, they've got to have this tenderness on their tone to feel the emotion, you know? And math is a motive, is a reason why that is a motivation actually for musicians, for this musician to to sing the blues. Okay, let's go to the next one and then we have a break. 2 minutes for you to do this next one, then we correct and then we have a break. Okay? Thank you. Am I on? Eu tô on, gente? Like Neymar, o pai tá on, né, gente? Vamos lá. Okay, so the last question, it brings here a larger text, okay, in which you are supposed to answer the question. Let's take a look at the text, and then we analyze the options, okay? The record industry, record, okay, not record. Record is the verb and record is the noun. Both of them mean different things. The record industry is undoubtedly in crisis with labels laying off employees in continuation. This is because CD sales are plummeting as youngsters prefer to download their music from the internet, usually free of charge. So the first paragraph is saying that some people are getting unemployed because we young people are rather downloading songs than buying it itself. And yet, it's not all gloom and doom. Some labels are in fact thriving. And in fact, it's not that terrible situation. Some people are earning money from it, or are making money from it. Potomayor World Music, for example, is growing thanks to its catalog of ethnic compilation albums featuring work by largely unknown artists from around the planet. So getting independent artists, we call them indie, okay? These indie artists, these ethnic artists, are making money due to the low level of people buying CDs, and due to the high level of people downloading them, the songs, right? Potomayor, which takes its name from a valley in Colombia, was founded in New York in 1993. It began life as an alternative clothing company, but soon decided to concentrate on music. Indeed, the growth appears to have coincided with that of with that of world music as a genre. A indústria fonográfica passou por várias mudanças no século XX. Como consequência, as empresas enfrentaram crises. Entre as causas, o texto da revista Speak Up aponta, guys, we need to gather the crisis. Why did the companies have crisis? And the correct answer, Anderson, please. The correct answer is letter B. Foi essa a resposta deles, Teacher Renata? Letter B. The access to songs, mainly without any cost. People don't have to pay anything through the internet. Okay? So the level of sales that CDs had after the streaming platforms got extremely down. Okay, so that's pretty it. On the next class, we're going to make a review on this unit. We're going to have a 15-minute break, and then we're going to come back. Okay, see you.